Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pammy and on here I am reviewing all things clean beauty. So if you enjoy clean beauty content, please also feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would absolutely love to have you here. You can also ring the bell notification to stay notified about my upcoming videos. And if you enjoyed this video at any point, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That would be very appreciated. So today I wanted to do something really fun. I wanted to revisit a couple of products that mainly did not work out for me as planned the very first time around, but I think they do have some potential and I really wanted to give them a second chance. I'm going to be doing a full face of products that I'm going to try and give a second chance to. So you guys just be reminded, like, every skin is different, you know, what might work for me might not work for you, and what did not work for me might work for you perfectly. So basically just be aware that these are not products that I completely dislike. I feel like these are products that I might have used a little bit wrong in the beginning, or maybe they're just not meant for my skin. So yeah, I just really wanted to give them a second chance. So yeah, you guys, without no further ado, let's just go ahead and let's go barefaced and let's get this video rolling. Okay, you guys, so I am barefaced right now and ready to give these products a second chance. Basically, I'm going to start off with a product that I love though, so this is not a product that I'm going to give a second chance. This is something I truly like. Maybe this primer is going to help the foundation that I want to give a second chance. So I'm going to use the Honest Beauty Everything Primer. This is the mattifying primer. It's one of my favorite mattifying primers. It's really good. So I'm just going to put back my hair and then we'll apply this really quickly. So primer is applied, so let's move on to the foundation. So this is the Vapour Soft Focus Foundation. This foundation retails for $54, you guys, so it's a really expensive foundation. And I just want to give this a second try because I was using this for a little bit and I didn't like it, mainly just because of the finish. It just started to look really greasy on me after a while. And while looking at these ingredients, honestly, I mean, it's no wonder. This has actually so much oil in it. It has camellia seed oil, it has sunflower seed oil, it has castor seed oil, it has beeswax, so it's not vegan. It has myrrh oil, it has bergamot oil. Bergamot oil can be super irritating to the skin. It also has frankincense gum, it has holy basil leaf extract and lotus leaf extract. I have this in the shade 115S. I used this in my very first video, and now looking at this video I'm kind of cringing. In that video I used to use their brush. I actually really like their brush, their foundation brush. Where is it? So this is their brush. I really like this foundation brush, but today I kind of want to try it on a sponge. Maybe it's gonna give me a little bit of a different finish, and also with the primer maybe it's gonna help, like, you know, just controlling the oil a little bit more. The foundation, when it arrived, it was, I don't know if you can see this, but there's like some separation in the bottle, and they say shake well, but I think this is an airless pump, so it's like, how am I supposed to shake this? This is one of my problems. It's like, I don't know how to shake up this product. Nothing's moving in the bottle, because obviously you've got this airless pump that is pushing up the product if you take out a pump, so it's like, I can't shake this. It's too tight to shake. But I feel like the separation is just happening because of the natural oils, so it's not something you should be worried about. So I have combination skin, and I think this foundation is really good for somebody with dry skin, mature skin. I don't necessarily think it's good for somebody with oily skin, and that's why I use the mattifying primer as well, to just control my oils a little bit better. They are saying this is a medium to full coverage, so let's see. I'm gonna just take this onto the sponge, dot it on, and then apply it. So you can see what this foundation does. I look super greasy. I look super shiny, right? I feel like this is really not meant for my skin. They say it's a satin finish. I don't know. I think it's a greasy finish, you know. At least on my skin it is. It's super shiny. On their website also they say best for all skin types. I don't think so. You can't put this on oily skin. Like, that is just very misleading. Imagine this on somebody with very oily skin. I mean, they're gonna look so oily. So yeah, I would not advise this foundation in any way for oily skin. Let's talk about the coverage. I feel like the coverage is medium. You can definitely still see some redness here, some redness poking through here. Okay, I'm gonna try and build it a little bit up. Let's see if I can. I do have to say I prefer the application with the sponge though with this. It looks a little bit more smoother. It's still super oily though. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't really like this too much. It's also not that buildable, you know. I purposely left out my eye area a little bit because we're gonna go in with a concealer in a second. But yeah, you guys, I mean, it's really, really oily, isn't it? It's a little bit too greasy for my liking. I feel like if you have super, 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 super dry skin though, maybe this is your foundation. My skin, as I said, it's combo skin. So I do get oilier here in my T-zone. And that's also actually where the whole grease sort of is, you know. It's kind of like very greasy around here. On here, where I get a little bit drier, it looks all right. But it's still very shiny. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this foundation. I thought maybe the sponge, the primer, would help it a little bit. I think it did, but it's just not what I personally would reach for, you know. It's just too luminous for me. Anyway, you guys, let's move on with the concealer. So this is a concealer that a lot of people really, really love, or they really don't. I'm kind of really undecisive what to think about this concealer. It might have some potential. I'm gonna try and apply it a little bit differently today. So this is the Clove and Hello Conceal and Correct. I feel like this concealer is super lightweight. It did crease on me a little bit on my under eye area, and I was just like, I don't know what to make out of this, if I like it or if I don't like it. Just really difficult to say if I'm a fan of this or not. We're gonna find out in a second. So I'm gonna apply this on my under eye area and maybe on spots that I want to conceal. I don't think this is the best spot concealer. I just don't think it has enough coverage for that, you know. I have this in the shade 02. So yeah, I'm just gonna dot it on. It's also very runny and liquidy. And because it's so runny and liquidy, you can apply a little bit more amount of the product, you know. It's not like a really thick concealer that you want to go in with sparingly. You can definitely put, I would say, this kind of amount on it without worrying too much. I'm gonna let this sit on my skin for a little bit. So maybe that is going to do something to help the coverage a little bit. I'm just gonna let it sit and then I'm gonna buff it out with a sponge. I used a dry sponge too. I didn't use a dampened sponge. Sometimes that helps as well. I feel like it has a very luminous finish though. I feel like this is super luminous. I feel like I'm really shiny and stuff, so yeah. My biggest problem with this concealer was that it started creasing on me. So maybe not the best one to put on your under eye area. But then covering up blemishes, I'm like, nah. I mean, I can still kind of see my redness though. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just not full coverage enough, you know? I'm just not really sure how to feel about this. I feel like there are better concealers that don't do this. Anyway, let's powder this face down. And I'm not going to use a powder that I don't like. I'm going to use one of my favorite powders because I really just want to see how the foundation is going to work with a good powder. Because in my video, I used the Vapour powder and I don't like that powder. It's maybe a good setting powder, but it's not really good to get rid of the shine. So I'm going to use my shine canceller today, the Seal the Deal powder by Lolo. I love this powder so much. It's one of my favorite powders in the world. I don't want to over powder my under eye because I feel like maybe that's gonna worsen the creasing, I don't know. But I do want to set it a little bit. So maybe I should go in with a different powder on my under eye. So wait, give me a second. I'm gonna use the Ilia Fade Into You powder just on my under eye where I applied the Clove and Halo concealer. I really like this powder for the under eye area. It's just really blurring, very good. But yeah, so let's just go with this on the under eye. So and let's go in all over the face with my other powder. Okay, I feel like this Seal the Deal powder is so potent, so good. Think it has eliminated most of this shine, this excessive shine, and now looking at the foundation, it actually looks okay. I just wish it would stay like that. It just looks mattified, it looks just like skin again, because before I really did look like a little bit of a grease ball, so I do think this powder is really good. So let's move on to bronzing and highlighting. Okay, so for bronzer today, I want to use the Mineral Fusion Bronzer Duo. This is the shade Luster. So initially when I tried this, I didn't like it. I never reached for this. I don't know. I thought it was patchy. I thought it was just the tone of this was very strange. You can see this comes with a bronzer and another shade, which is a highlighting bronzer or something. It's definitely not a highlighter. It's way too dark for my skin. And I don't know what to make out of it. So my friend said to me, just mix them together. And I was like, yeah, why not actually? Let's just try that and let's see if it's going to make a difference, if I'm going to like this or not. I mean, it came up super patchy and there's a lot of fallout when you dip in. So let's see. It was also a little bit red toned, not that I mind that, but I don't know. We're just going to apply it and see if I change my mind about this bronzer. Wow, I took way too much bronzer. So let's try and fix this. Yeah, this is definitely a patchy bronzer. And super pigmented. I shouldn't have gone in so crazy with this, so. This is so pigmented too. Like, I mean, I tapped off the excess. I even dabbed it on here first. And it's just still so crazy pigmented. And I think that's the problem with this, It's overly pigmented, so it comes up on the skin super patchy. And it's not very easy to also diffuse. I mean, you're gonna just be like this forever. Ooh. Don't know if you can see this, but it's just a patchy mess. Oh, I don't like this. Yeah, I'm gonna stop with that bronzer because I feel like it's not worth it. I'm not the biggest fan. Definitely not. I just think this is one of the bronzers that come up on the skin super patchy. The shade is not great. It's overly pigmented. And yeah, such a failed product for me. Sorry. So let's move on with the highlighter that I want to try again. So this is the 100% Pure Gemmed Luminizer. And I have this in the shade Moonstone Glow. So my biggest issue with this highlighter is it's not even that it looks pink or anything like that. It's just, it is super powdery. It kind of almost pulls your skin together. It's that powdery, It's not like one of these highlighters that come on super wet or anything. It's just gonna look powdery, and on camera it might look nice, but in real, different story, you guys. So also I'm scared because my bronzer is so orange and so warm toned that going in with this really like almost pinkish cool toned highlighter might look super weird. I definitely prefer the highlighter over the bronzer today. I don't know, it's just not the most flattering highlighting powder that there is, but it's okay, let's put it that way. Could be worse. It really doesn't match with the bronzer at all. I wish I would have picked this one up in that golden shade. Maybe that golden shade is more flattering. I don't know, it's just in real, I'm talking in real, in the camera it might be reflecting and looking super stunning, but in real it just looks a little bit powdery. And also, you guys, if you do have a little bit of texture, this will definitely enhance it. I mean, most highlighters do that, but it's gonna come up on the skin super powdery. So the highlighter is still okay, could get over that one, but that bronzer, oh no, don't like it. And definitely not on this foundation. So let's move on with the eyes. So you guys, I wanted to show you an eyebrow product. Usually I always use my Eco Brow pencil because this is really safe. This is never gonna fail me. It's like my favorite pencil ever. And I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to go out of my comfort zone. So I picked up this Rowan Beauty Wow Brow in the shade Dark. So I've never shown you guys this product because I just don't like it that much. I do think I want to give this a second try. I don't really like this that much just because of the pigmentation and also because of the shape. So my Eco Brow pencil is shaped like a hair, you know. It's like a triangle, really, if you look at it. It's like a very narrow triangle. And that makes it perfect to imitate an eyebrow, the shape of an eyebrow. This one, on the other hand, the Rowan Beauty one, it's round. It's not really that problematic, but my biggest problem with this is it looks like watercolor, you know. And for an eyebrow pencil, I really want some pigmentation that is going to last the entire day. This is not going to be it. I'm still going to show it to you, but I already know I'm gonna ruin my eyebrows, so let's go. Looking up close, it really does look, it doesn't look natural, you know. It looks like my eyebrows are gray. I just prefer the Eco Brow. I think the Eco Brow has like the best sort of pigmentation. It doesn't look as if I put something on my eyebrows. The Eco Brow looks so natural. I think it's okay for the very first hour and then it starts looking like watercolor. Let's move on with an eyeshadow palette that I just don't know what to make out of. So this is the Lolo eye palette and I have this in the shade Pure Indulgence. Oh my god. I love so many products by Lolo. This is not one of them. Had the hardest time to get any color payoff with this and had the hardest time to actually blend them in with each other. I thought my biggest problem would be that I didn't wet the brush, and it will definitely help to wet the brush, but it still doesn't make this eyeshadow palette like good. You know what I mean? It's like you get a little bit more color payoff with it, but it's just, I don't know, you guys. It's not my favorite one. Also, these colors are going to look so different on my eyes than they actually look in the pan. A lot of people like these Lolo eyeshadows. I just don't. I think there are so many better eyeshadow palettes out there, but I'm going to give it a second try and see what I can do. So I'm going to go in first with the vanilla shade right here. I remember that was working very well. That's a shade I can use without wetting my brush or anything. I'm going to use that all over my eye just to create a base. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the shade Bonbon. I'm gonna take that into my crease. I feel like I'm doing the same makeup look than I did before, but whatever. We're just gonna put that in my crease, and I'm gonna wet my brush with the Lolo makeup mist. That is such a good makeup mist. Okay, so I'm gonna take the shade Ganache just on my outer crease. I literally feel like I'm doing the same look. I don't know why. I'm gonna wet that brush again. Okay, so you guys, I want to try out the shade that really disappointed me in the beginning and that I was so excited to use. And I think it's called Red Velvet. Yeah, this Red Velvet one. I kind of just want to use the Red Velvet just around here. Just on my outer lid. So let's see. I'm going to wet that brush. And hopefully it's not going to be a big mistake. It's not red. It looks so red in here. It looks like a super stunning sort of red shade. My biggest problem with this color story is that at the end of the day, all these colors are going to look the same. So I'm going to take one more shade. I'm going to take the shade, what is it called? Spice. The Spice shade here. And hopefully that's going to look different. I'm going to put it on my lids and just blend it out. On the other hand, one of my favorite eye pencils in the world is from Lolo. I love this one so much, so I'm just going to put that in my waterline. I think I'm going to take that shade Ganache. I'm going to take that down my lower lash line. Alright, so I'm gonna go back into this shade, what's it called, Spice? Yeah, that Spice shade, and I'm gonna try and highlight my brow bone a little bit more and go into my inner corner with that and see if that's gonna do anything. I doubt it. Am I loving this look? No. Gotta be honest with you guys, it's just, I feel like maybe this palette is just good for somebody who doesn't want, I don't know, with somebody who just likes a natural looking eyeshadow. I mean, it's not too bad, but I just don't really like the fact that the color payoff on this is so poor. I don't think they're very blendable with each other, and I just think there's better options, you know. I don't think you can create a great look with this palette, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit disappointing. I mean, it didn't fail me completely. I feel like it looks alright. I just think it's nothing special. Let's put it that way. It's nothing special. So for mascara, I really wanted to revisit this mascara because I don't know. I wasn't impressed by it. I thought it was a clumpy mess. So this is the Honest Beauty Extreme Length Mascara and Lash Primer. Sometimes with mascaras, they get better over time. Some of them don't, some of them do. So I really want to try this one again. I am not going to use that lash primer though. Forget about that. I think that was really a disappointment. I don't think that lash primer just made it clumpier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my lashes and then we'll apply this mascara. Okay, you guys, so definitely less clumpier than the very first time when I applied it. I actually kind of like this mascara now. I really try to not overly build this mascara because I think that was one of my mistakes, that I really built this mascara up. This eye looks so pretty. I really like it actually. I don't know if you can see how much this actually has lengthened my lashes, but yeah, kind of, wow. I think that's a change of heart for this mascara. I'm so glad I'm trying this again. Would I use this lash primer again? I don't think so. I don't think I would. I might try it one day just with the Lush primer, but I don't think the Lush primer is necessarily helping it. In my case, it was definitely making it clumpier. And you guys, if you have this mascara, let me know if you like it or not. Did you feel the same way about it, being clumpy in the beginning and then getting better over time? I do think that's the case with this. Looks actually stunning. Okay, you guys, so let's move on to the last step. Let's move on to the lips. I had the hardest time picking a lip product. I kind of like most of my lipsticks that I have, but then I came across a product that I've never showed you on this channel that I actually did not like. This is the Han All Natural Lip Gloss. Yeah, I have this in the shade Jovial. I did not like this, so we're gonna just apply this and see if I like it more today, or if this is just sort of a failed product for me. So yeah, this lip gloss, I don't think I will ever like it. It's just not that glossy, and in general, kind of feels grainy on my lips, you know? Also this color, I don't know, it just looks super blotchy and I don't really like this. Yeah, so I would not really recommend this lip gloss. It is a cheaper option, it's $15 and I still think it's not worth $15. I don't know, it's not doing anything for me, you know? So if you guys actually want a good lip gloss that is in the same sort of price range, that has more color payoff, that looks glossier, just nicer, I would get the Lolo lip glosses instead of this. I just think it's super underwhelming, this one. I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest, when I tried it the first time around, and I'm still disappointed. This one is definitely a better option. It's $16, but you know, $1 more and you get actually a really, really good lip gloss. Okay, you guys, so basically that's my finished look with products that I did want to give a second chance to. Let's have a little bit of a roundup. Let's start with the Vapour foundation. Is this ever going to be my favorite foundation? No. I feel like it's not meant for my skin type. Let me know if you have this foundation. I know a lot of people who love this foundation. So, Clove and Halo Concealer. I think it worked a little bit better with that dry sponge application and letting it sit on my skin a little bit. But yeah, it does move a little bit into fine lines. It's not going to be my favorite concealer ever, but I think it's an okay concealer. Now, the bronzer, I just don't like it. The bronzer really came up patchy on me. I would not recommend this bronzer. I don't like it more than I did the first time around. If anything, I like it less. So maybe if you have a different skin tone, maybe if you have a different skin type, if you don't have texture, if you got like normal, perfect, flawless skin, you might like this. I mean, I just don't. Okay, let's talk about the highlighter. Still not my favorite highlighter in the world, but I think it's okay. I don't necessarily like it on my nose, I've got to say. I don't really like it on my nose. I think it's a little bit too powdery in general. And I wish I would have picked up that other shade, that golden shade, but it's okay. Now the eyeshadow palette. I love Lolo, but I don't like this palette. I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of this color story. I'm not the biggest fan of the formula. I'm not the biggest fan of the color payoff, and I'm not the biggest fan of all this kickback, all this powder. They look so nice in the pan. But once you apply them, the colors just look completely different, so I'm not convinced. Okay, let's talk about my brows. I almost forgot my brows. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but this Rowan Beauty Wow Brow pencil, it almost makes my eyebrows look gray. And yeah, that color, I don't know, it's not just the color, it's the formulation. The formulation just doesn't stick to the skin well. So I do think it's very washed out. It's super washed out, and yeah, I definitely changed my mind when it comes to the Honest Beauty mascara. I think I love it. I think it's the biggest change of heart that I have today is this mascara. It looks super stunning, actually. It wasn't as clumpy as it was in the beginning. I think my eyelashes look stunning, and I honestly think I love this product now. Well, okay, you guys, so that was my roundup of products that I wanted to give a second chance to. And let me know if you have tried any of these products, how you're feeling about them. If you do like them, if you don't like them, I would be really interested in that. So if you found this video helpful in any way, or if you enjoyed this video in any way, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That would be very appreciated. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, you guys, I would love to have you here. You just have to hit the subscribe button. You can also ring the bell to stay notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you on here very, very soon with the next video. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.